A very good evening and warm welcome to all fellow Toastmasters and dear guests to the meeting number 353 of Bombay Toastmasters. Myself, Varun Sharma, the Sergeant at Arms for today's meeting. And it's the Mauka time once again, with only close to 24 hours left for the India versus Pakistan World Cup T20 match. Let's see who ends up firing crackers this time and who will end up with cracked screens this time. But for now, you all just stay right here in front of your computer screens as we venture into the exciting meeting of this week. Let's start quickly and go over the rules of this online meeting. Requesting all the guests to kindly rename themselves. All the guests can attach the prefix guest with their name, and the visiting Toastmasters from other clubs in presence may please prefix visit with their name. All the rotates are also and the speakers are also requested to prefix the respective roles with the name so that it's easy to identify them. Let's take the next 10 seconds for this activity. Okay, all speakers are requested to do a quick audio and video check before they start with their speech. And please refrain from typing in the chat box as it can be distracting for the speaker. However, you are always welcome to use the private chat to provide the feedback. You are requested to kindly keep your audio on mute when you are not speaking and do not click on share screen unless your role or speech requires you to do so. With this, let's quickly begin with the mission of our club. We provide a supportive and positive learning experience in which members are empowered to develop communication and leadership skills, resulting in greater self-confidence and personal growth. Now let me call upon the Toastmaster, who is banker by profession, but an history enthusiast by passion. For him, our history is an heirloom from our forefathers, and life is nothing but a journey to appreciate that history. An articulate communicator with a meticulous approach, and when he's not saying it out in the public speaking, you can find him lost in the wild, beautiful, and natural trails of the Western Ghats. For he is an avid trekker and hiker. Hello, Toastmasters and dear guests. Please welcome the secretary of our club and the presiding officer of today's evening, the mad history man himself, Toastmaster Vasudeva Iyer. Over to you.
Thank you, Sergeant at Arms Varun, for that very generous and lovely introduction. And allow me to also return the favor to you. The Sergeant at Arms himself is an avid traveler and very recently managed to do not one but two trips into the Sahyadri. So kudos to that, and thanks again for the introduction and also for sharing out the rules for the meeting clearly for all our guests and newer members. So hello all and welcome to our meeting. And as presiding officer, I will be kicking off today's meeting, and I would like to share a small story about how at least I came to know about this lovely platform of Toastmasters. It was a warm summer evening, and because it was vacation time of some nature, because at the time I was in college, I was with my friend, and for some reason we were discussing about collegiate activities and competitions, and one thing led to another, and we reached the topic of public speaking. And when you reach that topic, inevitably you discuss the various contests such as elocution, impromptu speaking, and my personal favorite, debate. And that's when he said that if you are interested in public speaking and considering that it's a hobby that can predominantly be exercised in college and you want to pursue it outside school, I might have one suggestion for you, which is Toastmasters. And that was the first indication that I got. Now, it's not generally found in human nature to act upon something very quickly. And so after a lot of mulling and dillying and dallying over the decision of joining a club, finally, when we shifted to work from home environment in the middle of September, I spoke with the then VP membership and also present today the evaluator for a speech, Toastmaster Manan, about Toastmasters and how to join a club and all the various formalities, and eventually became an official club member. On that note, I would like to go on to the next point, which is that we have added many new members to our club in the recent weeks and months, including of Toastmaster Sudipta, Toastmaster Shubham, Toastmaster Krati, uh, Toastmaster Sonal, Toastmaster Pallavi, and Toastmaster Aarti, whose introduction or induction into the club would be conducted by a very dynamic, very vocal, and very strong leader and current president of our club, the Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Pratibha. Over to you.
Thank you, Vasudev. It was an interesting introduction and a background for the induction or as a Toastmaster. I welcome you all for this 353rd meeting of Bombay Toastmasters and these new members for induction ceremony, which I'll be calling in between the before the prepared speeches. Let me welcome you once again to this meeting number 353 of Bombay Toastmasters. It's my privilege to welcome you on this special Toastmasters International Day, raising toast to Toastmasters. Happy 97th anniversary. Friends, from San Francisco to Sydney, Manchester to Mumbai, meetings are now held in 16,600 clubs and in 143 countries. Toastmasters has never been bigger than this. But no matter how much it grows, the aim remains the same. It's a rich members' experience delivered through quality club meetings. So friends, Toastmaster is a movement. Toastmasters is a way of life. Not only that, it's a transformation lab. Today, in this meeting, we will be knowing many more things about Toastmasters. I welcome few guests who have joined just few meetings of Toastmasters like Siddhi, and yeah, I can see only Siddhi. And also welcome the new members who have just got the membership of Toastmasters, that is Sudipto and Shubham. Congratulations for joining Toastmasters for transformation. Now, I will request Zoom Master to please highlight Shubham and Sudipto for their induction. Varun, can we get only 2 members on the screen?
Yeah, we can. Just one.
Yeah, please.
Yeah, there you go.
Toastmaster Sudipto and Toastmaster Shubham. Are you ready for the induction?
Yeah, should I start? Madam Toastmaster, should I start?
No, induction is a wait. Induction is a script which you have to. So for induction, what happens? Let me tell you. Fellow Toastmasters, it's now our duty and privilege to induct Toastmaster Sudipto and to Toastmaster Shubham to Bombay Toastmasters Club. This is an important occasion. Both of these new members and for our club, these individuals have come to Toastmasters seeking to improve their communication and leadership. And we now have an opportunity to help them learn, grow, and achieve. I will now call our new members forward and will request the Zoom master to please highlight these two members, and inducting officer calls each new member. Now I'll be calling them forward. Dear new member, the Vice President Education will be assigning you a special mentor during this Toastmasters journey. And the mentor's assignment will be done by email. Now I will request you please face your fellow members, and this is during the physical meeting we used to tell, and affirm your membership by repeating the following words. Take your name. I Sudipto, Shubham, like that, in the presence of my fellow Toastmasters, make this firm obligation. Just repeat.
I, Shubham, in the presence of my fellow Toastmaster, make obligation.
Make this firm obligation to attend meetings regularly.
To attend meetings regularly.
And prepare fully. For each assignment. To apply myself. To the projects outlined in the Toastmasters education program.
The projects outlined in the Toastmasters education program.
To participate actively in club activities.
Actively in what?
Club activities.
To
evaluate others in a positive, constructive manner. To build open, friendly relationship with my fellow members.
Fellow members.
And to bring other new members. Into the club so that they can also gain the benefits of Toastmasters. Yeah, say I do. You also, Sudipto. Congratulations, both of you have inducted on this Toastmaster International Day. So friends, now I request all our fellow Toastmasters to please agree that with these new members, we will be helping them in their Toastmasters journey. Just say, I do.
I do.
I do.
Thank you.
Thank you.
With this induction ceremony, friends, we all will remember, this reminds us the Toastmasters promise, which we had taken when we joined Toastmasters. And today, once again, in this induction ceremony, we are reminded of the Toastmasters promises. Let's introduce the founder member of Toastmaster International. Can anyone tell me the name?
Ralph Medley.
Wow. Okay, and what was his profession when he thought about Toastmaster International? What was he doing? By profession, by passion, yes.
As a teacher?
He was an education director at YMCA. And do you know the first meeting was held in the new building of YMCA on 22nd October 1924, the official one. But I'm going to tell you something very interesting. The unofficial meeting of Toastmaster Club started from 1905. That means near about more than 15 to 20 years, the Toastmasters meetings were happening, but no official recognition was given. And the first meeting was in Saint Anna Club. It was in California. Even today, the first gavel, photo, and the chair are preserved in that club. And if you get a chance, please visit that club and you will see the history of Toastmaster International. That's a club number 1 of Toastmaster International. So a little bit more about founder Ralph Smedley. He was the educational director for YMCA, and in the basement, he started this Toastmasters Club. So when he started, he realized that Toastmasters were the masters of ceremony of any banquet meetings or any seminar, webinars and all. Of course, in those days, those online meetings were not there, the physical thing, but these Toastmasters sometimes during the public platform, on the public platform, the emotions and the expressions were not matched together. So he felt there is a need to give a training for Toastmasters, how to coordinate the words, actions, emotions, expressions together. So he started Toastmasters Club. In the beginning, the various people used to give the speeches and the senior member used to evaluate it based on all these base things. But later on, he saw that people from other cities, other countries also used to come and attend, especially this Toastmasters meeting. So he felt a need to create more clubs in the other countries, other small countries in US. So by 1930, there were 30 clubs in Toastmaster International. And the Toastmaster International movement was spreading from US to Britain, Canada, and all. Now let me ask you about the core values of Toastmasters. Can anyone tell me the 4 values of Toastmasters? Anyone?
It's a supportive environment.
Hmm?
It's a supportive environment.
No,
No?
no. Yes, Vasudev, Varun, Parag. It's 4 words. You want a clue? No, little bit, not in order, but it was known as RISE, R-I-S-E,
Respect.
or
Respect,
IRSE.
respect, integrity,
Excellence.
and
Yes,
excellence. Yeah.
exactly. So integrity, respect, service, and excellence are the 4 core values of Toastmasters. Based on these 4 values, the Toastmasters meetings will happen and you will be learning the communication and leadership skills in Toastmasters Club. So when the Toastmasters moving was going on, coming back to our history, what happened is our founder was very popular. He was passionate about the public speaking. As we know that he worked for years together. He realized that there were 3 challenges where audience used to lose the interest in the speaker. So what were the 3 main reasons? One, when the public speakers misuse the stage time, when they were talking for a long time, or very less time when they were not very clear about what they want to express. And second thing was when the grammatical incorrect language was used. Audience used to lose the link with the what the speaker was saying. And the third thing was too many pause, short pauses, long pauses, which made audience difficult to understand what the speaker was saying. So Raj Medley, in the beginning, he thought about 3 role players of the meeting. That is timer, a counter, and grammarian. So what exactly they used to do is timer used to keep the count of time. The allotted time was measured and the cards were shown to the speaker. Today in our meeting, our timer is someone who had just inducted in Bombay Toastmasters, a new member, and he'll be taking timer's role. Fellow Toastmasters, please join your hands to welcome Toastmaster Sudipto as timer. Toastmaster Sudipto, the virtual platform is yours. You can tell us about the timing roles for this meeting.
Madam Toastmaster, fellow Toastmaster and guests. As a Toastmaster, my responsibility for will be time the prepare speech and tabletop speech and speech evaluation during this meeting. When a speaker reach the minimum time allotted, I will display the green card. When a speaker reach to a midpoint of the time range allotted, I will display the yellow card. And when a speaker reach to the end of his speaking time, I will display the red card. The speaker has 30-second grace time before the green or after the red card to end the speech in order to qualify for the vote. I'll report the qualifying time whenever I will call for. Currently, I'd like to hand over to Madam Toastmaster.
Thank you, Toastmaster Sudipto. Today's R counter is who is going to note our R's and Ms is none than Toastmaster Vasudeva. He's passionate public speaker who learned handling various roles and responsibilities in Toastmasters from club level to area level to division level. Thanks Vasudeva for this amazing contribution in beyond the club activities, and the virtual stage is yours for telling us more about our counter role. Over to you.
Thank you, Madam Toastmaster of the Day. And as you very rightly alluded, filler words and crutch words like ahs and ums are very distracting for the audience to follow, and it also impacts the quality of the speech. Hence, as the role player of our counter, my job today is to note every speaker's usage of crutch words such as ahs, filler words such as you know, exactly, apparently, and repeat words such as I know, or I guess. I would present the R counters report at the end of the meeting when called upon. Thank you, and back to you.
Thank you, Vasudeva. So the third role player is grammarian. And as you all know, grammarian's role is a bit tricky. You have to be active listener, you have to be sharp and suggesting the new words and also word of the day. So please welcome Sunaina, who just completed her icebreaker in our milestone meeting and started taking active roles. Please welcome Toastmaster Sunaina as grammarian.
Thank you, Madam Toastmaster, fellow Toastmasters, and distinguished guests. As a grammarian, it is my responsibility to listen to everything said during the meeting and to note and report any particular effective uses of grammar and or any grammatical incorrect speech. As a grammarian, it is my duty to introduce the word of the day. For today's meeting, the word is prudence, 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 which means cautiousness or caution as to danger or risk. I will post the word of the day in the chat box. An example of using the word is, we will celebrate Diwali with prudence and care. Each speaker is encouraged to use the word of the day. I will give a grammatical uses report when called for. Over to you, Madam Toastmasters.
Thank you, grammarian. And thanks for that interesting word of the day. Now coming back to Toastmasters history, let me ask you one question. Which is the 11th path which was introduced by Toastmaster International?
Engaging humor.
Wow, congratulations, Avantika. And what is that contest which is related to this path, which we take annually?
Humorous speech contest.
Yeah, that's true. And that is the USP of Toastmasters International. That this is the only learning platform where you learn about humorous speeches and tall tales and its contest. That's the beauty of Toastmasters. Now, for the guests, for the benefit of guests, I would like to tell you about this meeting structure. This meeting will be divided into 3 segments, that is prepared speeches, table topic session, and evaluation segment. So in the prepared speeches, the members will present their speeches which are prepared in advance based on the Pathways educational system. The pathways, there are total 11 paths. The members have to choose one and they have to select the project according to their path. These prepared speeches are normally from 5 to 7 minutes. In the table topic session, the members will try, even guests are also eligible to try the impromptu speaking skills. And they will come to know about their existing public speaking flares or the strong points about public speaking. And in evaluation, you'll be getting the constructive evaluation from our members of Toastmasters Club, where you will get the ideas how to enhance the speech value for these project speeches. Without any delay, let's start for our prepared speeches segment. Our first speaker is someone who joined Toastmasters movement in online mode. Still learn many public speaking tactics, and I have seen a special skill of creating comfort zone for others in her as VP membership. Please welcome Toastmaster Avantika. But before that, I would like to introduce the evaluator for her is someone who is a Toastmaster in true spirit. Not only that, he helps as and when required. As a Toastmaster, he is always ready to go during the club or beyond the club activities. Please welcome Toastmaster Manan. Toastmaster Manan, let us know about the objectives of the speech. Over to you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Pratibha. Our speaker is going to present her speech from the Pathways Persuasive Influence, Level 3, Project 1. The objective of her speech is to develop or enhance her understanding about the steps and the strategies to address conflicts. The purpose of her speech is to share some aspects of her experience about resolving conflict. All the best to the speaker, and over to you, Toastmaster of the Day.
Thank you, Manan, for that speech objective. Toastmaster Avantika, I would like you to tell us about your speech title. Over to you.
How can you? That's my speech title for the evening. How can you? Am I audible and visible? Just the sound and a video check? Yes? All right. I don't know about you, but when I was a kid and someone asked me to play stone, paper, scissors, I used to throw dynamite if I would lose the game. Seems like I always loved conflicts. Well, we as a society have our own likes. We choose things to do that we like. We like things on Facebook. We spend time with our like-minded friends. Sounds like a great system to develop and nurture ourselves. But what if all that we are seeing is just a highlight reel? What if the society, the likes that we choose, is only hampering us to think and draft and stop our development? What if it's creating and causing more elephants in the room than we can handle? Unless we are extraordinary, self-aware, how could it not make us feel worse to spend part of our time thinking and pretending to be happier than the others whom we watch all the time on our social media? My dear friends, one day at college, I was attending a case study class led by a user architect, a user experience architect, an industry professional. That means she researches, designs, and plans experiences for the web. Basically, she is a fancy web designer. So what I am going to tell you today is the methodology she uses to find deeper connections to her clients. She says she spends her time listening to people, not to technology, so that she can decipher what it is to have a great user experience through a website or service or product that she is delivering. It's exciting to hear how the work that she does on the web excites her, because these devices, she says, in our pockets and purses have changed the way that we communicate as much as printing press in the world of thousands of years ago changed the instance of viewing the document today. Often faced by a difficult negotiation at work, she told me and narrated a different story this time, of a man who left his 3 sons, and to the first he said, "I have left you with half the camels." To the second one he said, "I have left you with a third of the camels." And to the youngest son he left with the 9th of the camels. Well, 3 sons got into negotiation. 17 doesn't divide by 2, it doesn't divide by 3, it doesn't divide by 9. Brotherly temper started to get strained. Finally, in desperation, they reached out to a wise old woman. She heard their problem, thought about it for a long time, and said, "I don't know if I can help you here, but at least what I can do for you is, you can take away my camel." So then they had 18 camels with them. The first son took his half camel, half of 18, which is 9. Second one took his third of 18 is 6. And the youngest took his 9th, and the 9th of 18 is 2. Total 17. They had 1 camel left over, and they gave it back to the wise old woman. Now, if we think of this story for a moment, I think it resembles a lot of the difficult negotiations we often get involved into. The brothers all started off with 17 camels, with no way to resolve it. And somehow, what they had to do is step back a little, pause for a moment in the situation and, like that old wise woman, look through the situation with a fresh eye and come up with a solution, and the 18th camel is just not yours. My dear friends, when we use this framework, we go back to the society of lights, to the society that holds its heart for others. And we look for better and to better and help others. That's our society. Building better solutions, perhaps only to thrive at its best. So it's not about conflicts, my dear friends. All in all, I am going to continue with this habit of only pausing for a moment, wiping out all that I thought about, think through fresh eyes, take it up once again. And with that, I also want to challenge you all only to know how can you do this and what are you already doing, perhaps both personally and professionally. Thank you. Over to you, Madam Toastmaster.
Thank you, Avantika. 30 seconds for the feedback. I request you all to send the feedback on her personal chat on Zoom. Timer, please show after 30 seconds.
Pratibha, our timer is facing some issue while showing the screen. So instead of the timer, I'll be showing the screen from now.
Okay, can you take help from Rajkaran?
Yeah, or Rajkaran, will you be able to help out in that regard? Are you having the screen?
The background?
Yeah. So from the next speech onwards.
Yeah, sure, I'll do that.
Okay, thank you.
Our next speaker. Is someone who is a lifelong learner and is the oldest member of Toastmasters International. Not only that, what I liked on this public platform is her learning fire. Yes, fellow Toastmasters, without learning in Toastmasters, it's difficult to practice. Learning is very important. That is why it is known as learning platform. Our speaker today is someone who is going to present level 3 speech. May I request the evaluator who is for this speech, who is the founder president of BKCFF Club, BKC Fireflies Club, and also a winner in evaluation contest at division level and various levels. Please welcome Toastmaster Sai. Toastmaster Sai, virtually the stage is yours. Let us know about the objectives of the speech.
Ladies and gentlemen, they say that it's a mark of prudence to know that what gets measured gets improved. And in this project, Toastmasters has invited Speaker Sudha to track and measure her emotional state over the course of one fortnight. That's her project. And in this speech, Toastmaster Sudha has been asked to share with us some aspect of her experience in journaling or tracking her emotions, or an instance of when being aware of her emotions when interacting with others made a difference in her interactions with those other people. So Toastmaster Sudha, this speech for you is 5 to 7 minutes. And I'm looking forward to understanding how you use your tracking and your metrics-driven approach to managing your emotions. Over to you, Toastmaster of the day, to call upon the next speaker.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Sai. I just want to see the timer screen, please.
Yeah, 1 minute, Sudha. I have not announced the speech title.
Yeah.
Sorry for that. So the speech title is I Am Okay, You Are Okay by Toastmaster Sudha. Toastmaster Sudha, I am okay, you are okay. Over to you, Toastmaster Sudha.
Thank you, Pratibha. Rajkaran, you're doing that. Okay, yes, I can see you. Yeah, okay. Can everybody see me and hear me?
Yeah.
Hello, Tiffany. This is Sudha here. I sent an email to you over the weekend to send the updated term sheet to the client first thing in the morning, considering the time difference. I hope he has it because we are getting on a call in just half an hour with the client and the investment guys. Oh, Sudha, I'm so sorry. I'm out at lunch now. We'll revert to you as soon as I reach my desk. Oh, but Tiffany, fuming and fretting as if that response had to be swallowed or escalated or reacted upon. Toastmasters, this was a US $2 million deal. And look at what Tiffany thinks is important. Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and distinguished guests. Was that a moment of indulgence of emotional intelligence? It's definitely not like IQ, where people brag about it all the time. As in doing so, it does not seem that you're emotionally intelligent anyway. Emotional intelligence, it's just being aware of your emotions. Isn't that easy? Of course not, guys. It's so difficult. We deal with so many Tiffany's in our day-to-day life, and by the time we come home and put our pillow on the bed and we go to sleep, you might be still counting. As a part of this project, thanks to Toastmasters, I had an opportunity to experience very, very closely because I had to journal where are my emotions going out of track. So there will be very many instances. In fact, I have a 500-page notebook in just 2 weeks where I was recording my emotional intelligence spurs. So basically, just imagine this. You're driving down the road in your car, right? In a stormy night, when you pass a bus stop and you see 3 people standing there waiting for the bus. An old lady who looks about to die anytime. An old friend who once saved your life. And the perfect partner you've been dreaming for. Which one would you actually choose to offer a ride? Varun, do you want to give a go on that?
I'm sorry, I was lost. I was doing something else. I'm sorry.
Okay, never mind. That's what happens when you're distraught with emotions. We are confused. So emotionally intelligent person will actually step back and maybe work out in the way that I would give the car keys to my old friend and ask him to drive the old lady to the hospital. And I would stand behind and wait for the bus with the partner of my dreams. Now, guys, this is the example on how prudent we are supposed to be with our emotions when we deal with a situation which needs all the untainted attention. Our reaction stems out of our biases, complexes, fears, state of mind, ignorance at that moment. The backlash of a wrong move, oh, that's another story. It can be a very expensive one. You have to live with guilt, regret, sadness, and many, many more. So then what is a checklist for emotional intelligence capability? According to me, you must have self-awareness. Be aware of your high and low moods and also what triggers them. Self-regulation, very difficult one to follow. You can't even control your smoking habits. Where are you going to control intelligence or emotions? Are you capable of things that are outside in your control? Empathy. Can you respectfully communicate with others, especially people from other cultures, ethnicity, religions, and even economic disparity? Haven't we seen people shouting at servants like they own them? Disgusting. Act calm under pressure. Now, meditate yoga, keep your cool, and develop the skill of learning to manage stress when the pressure rises also shows emotional intelligence. Now, in this pursuit of knowledge, I realized that it's difficult to always demonstrate emotional intelligence. You have to be a superman at this, or superwoman. Even great leaders, Mahatma Gandhi and Nelson Mandela, showed vulnerable moments. But Toastmasters, if you don't try, you're definitely going to be left in the corporate, social, or even the family circles, as people don't want to be around people who can't handle emotions. There are very few people who can actually do it right. You might think age or experience is something that comes with emotional intelligence. No, you will be surprised when you actually peel the surface. People are so immature even at 70. And I realized there is no age or experience as an issue. So if you want to be self-aware, start journaling. Read the instances, introspect, share with a mentor how you felt and why you felt so. Try using a mental pause, a robotic one inside your mind before you react or answer to any question. It's important to do a temperamental analysis. Now, what is that? Always understand where the opposite person is operating from, his genetic inheritance, his physical attributes, life experiences, environmental conditions under which he's born. That's how you become empathetic towards the person. So when our tendencies of emotional intelligence have been put in place during our formative years, because it depends upon surroundings I mentioned, by our parents and guardians, it is a skill that we all can develop and hone. People with high emotional intelligence are definitely quicker to recover from unhappy experiences, and they're generally less vulnerable to anxiety. They channel their negative emotions in a positive way. For the seeker, which was me, it is a journey of experiences, reconciliations, mistakes made, lessons learned, sacrifices made, egos burnt, enlightenment that you finally have something different from the people around you because you're getting there. So friends, as there may be many Tiffany's in a day, as I told you, emotional intelligence is an ability to recognize and understand emotions of others and your ability to use this awareness to manage your behavior and relationships. I'm okay, you're also okay. Over to you, Toastmaster of the day. Thank you.
Thank you, Sudha. 30 seconds for feedback to the speaker. Thirty seconds over. Yeah. Our next speaker is someone who is from Hindalco Toastmasters, founder president of Hindalco Toastmasters, has just completed his project 2 of level 1 speech, and the second part he's going to present it today here. As an evaluator, I would like to request Toastmaster Janvi to just tell us about the objectives of the speech. Over to you, Toastmaster Janvi.
The purpose of this project is for the member to present a speech on any topic, receive feedback, and apply the feedback to a second speech. The purpose of this speech is for the member to demonstrate that he has applied the feedback received from his first speech. I wish the speaker all the very best.
Thank you, Toastmaster Janvi. The speech title is Mindfulness through MS Excel. Toastmaster Suhas. Toastmaster Suhas, Mindfulness through MS Excel. Over to you.
Hello, Toastmasters. If you remember, during the pandemic, our regular weekdays had changed from regular days to mindful Mondays, training Tuesdays, wellness Wednesdays, thoughtful Thursdays, and fun Fridays. All of this in the middle of trying to adjust in that work from home and trying to get things done. Trust me, all of you would have gone through the same thing and would have said, how do I do it? I was on the same boat. I said, out of all these, let me attend only what my workload or what my empty calendar allows me to do. And thankfully, I could attend a few sessions on Mindful Mondays while obviously working from home. After a few sessions, I realized that the teachings of mindfulness were very familiar. They're very familiar, as if I have learned them somewhere. And this sent me wondering, where did I learn or practice these principles of mindfulness? I thought about all the courses which I had attended since childhood. I even went ahead and asked my mother, did she read anything on mindfulness while I was in her womb? At the end, I was thinking to reach out to a tarot reader or to a spiritual healer to understand, can you tell me that someone taught me mindfulness in my previous life? But then I thought, what sort of foolish I am? What am I doing over here? Why don't I focus on things at hand and focus on the work which I need to do? One day, while doing my regular copy paste job, Control X, Control C, Control V, done. From one file to another file, I had this eureka moment. I realized who was my guru on mindfulness, who had been teaching me the principles, the fundamentals of mindfulness all throughout my donkey years of work experience. And it was none other than the prodigal daughter of Bill Gates, Miss Microsoft Excel. I realized that while working on Excel, I have been practicing the various principles of mindfulness. To read out, the three basic principles of mindfulness are non-judging, patience, and trust. So let's come to the first principle, non-judging. It means never judge a book by its cover. Microsoft Excel also says the same thing. Never judge a file by its sender. You cannot say, this file has come from my manager. It should be perfect. I will just do this thing and send it away. Or it has come from that X guy. Last time he had made a lot of mistakes, so I'm not going to touch this file. I'm going to just send it away and pass the buck on to someone else. No. If you do any of this, you will land in trouble without any mistake of yours. I have been there quite a few times. The second principle of mindfulness is patience. What does mindfulness say? It says, be patient with yourself. Excel also says the same thing. Excel says, have patience when you're working on an Excel file, especially if that has too many rows and too many columns. It says, focus on the data. Don't try to do multitasking. Focus and understand the formula which you're trying to apply over there. Else, you may not get the expected output or end up getting wrong answers. And as a data analyst, I would say the more you beat a data, the more it starts speaking your language. And it can go anywhere around. It's just like whether you want to look at the half full or the half empty part of the glass. The third principle of mindfulness is trust. Mindfulness is learn to trust ourselves. Have faith in the validity of our own thoughts, feelings, and intuitions. Miss Excel also says the same thing. She says, have trust in me. I might take time, appear like the computer is not responding, appear like the computer is about to crash, but I will deliver results once the process is complete. So while working on huge data with complex formulas, all we need to say is, in Excel, we trust. And do not forget, it should be in repeat mode. It might take 2 days to process the data and get the results and the output, but Miss Excel promises that the process will definitely get complete and she will provide us the result. There are other principles of mindfulness which Miss Excel also teaches us. But the learning from all of these is that if you pay, not you, but if we pay attention to the way we do things and relate it with the output of that effort, we can be our own gurus to be better, gorgeous human beings. Over to you, Madam Toastmaster.
30 seconds for feedback. Thank you, fellow Toastmasters. This was our prepared speech segment. And now, let's be ready for the next segment. I would like to invite the timer for the prepared speakers timing. Over to you.
Hi.
Toastmasters. Yeah, Toastmasters. Sudeep.
Yeah, in this speech, actually, everybody has qualified. In first speech by Avantika, it was 6 minutes 21 seconds. Second speech by Sudha, 7 minutes 25 seconds, and third was just which finished by Suhas. It was 7 minutes 5 seconds.
Thank you. Thank you, time.
So all are qualified for the vote.
Thank you. Now our next segment is all about impromptu speaking. For this segment, let's invite to someone who always sets the tone for our Toastmasters meeting at Bombay Toastmasters. Yes, you are right. He is Sergeant at Arms, and he always sets the tone for our meeting in innovative ways. Let's see what is in store today for us by him at this impromptu segment. Over to you, Toastmaster Varun. Toastmaster Varun, virtual stage is yours.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster of the Day, Pratibha. Once again, a very good evening to all fellow Toastmasters and dear guests. Welcome to the second segment of this evening, the table topic section. On the 97th anniversary of Toastmasters, let's raise a toast to the unique platform that has given us so much to look forward to, enhancing our skills and confidence by providing us opportunities to learn by involving and indulging ourselves, so that we all can be the better version of ourselves when it comes to public speaking and leadership. With that in mind, I have prepared a few topics to get you all involved and learn in the process. Now, for the benefit of the wonderful guests that have joined us today this evening and the new members, I just want to share that the whole purpose of table topics is to have members practice listening, thinking, and speaking on their feet. This skill will certainly help throughout in your work life and also will be valuable in your personal and interpersonal communication as well. Hence, I encourage all guests and new members to please participate. Before we start, please allow me to invite the timer for today's evening, Toastmaster Sudipto, who will be assisting me in timing today's table topic speeches. We'll request Toastmaster Sudipto to kindly provide the timing guidelines for the table topic section. Over to you.
Thank you, Varun. Yeah, thank you, Varun, for your kind words. So for the table topic, there is a 3 minutes allotted, whereas 2 minutes there will be green, minimum 2, maximum 3. 2 there will be green signal will be displayed, 2:30 yellow signal, and 3 at the 3 there'll be red card. So that is how it will process. Thank you.
Sudipto, just to make it clear, like as we discussed, that was applicable for the speech evaluation. So again, for the benefit of the guests and new members, the table topic timing is 1 minute to 2 minutes. So
Okay.
the minimum time is 1 minute and the maximum is 2 minutes. And there's 30 seconds grace period on the far leg. That is for the speaker to be eligible for the vote, they need to finish their speech between 1 minute and 2 minutes 30 seconds.
That's right.
Okay, thanks. So let's start then. First up, I'll like to start with the Toastmaster only, so that the new members and the guests can have a lay of the land, like how do we go about it. So first up, can we have Toastmaster Rajkaran up, please? Rajkaran. So,
yes, Varun.
Toastmaster Rajkaran, your association with Toastmasters and how it has changed you. Your association with Toastmasters and how it has changed you. Toastmaster Rajkaran.
Yeah, actually, it's been, I guess, I don't remember. I feel it's been more than 10 years. But on paper, it would be only 2 years, I guess so. So I think, I mean, I have enjoyed a lot, and that's why I'm here. Like, even though I'm not giving any speech, but I like the company of everyone, especially Pratibha, President, who's always pressuring me. But I'm like used to, and when I started, I was taking her very seriously. But now it's my my reluctancy, or whatever you call it. I'm used to it. So apart from that, I like, so today only, like Sudha told me double R. I was thinking, what is that? So maybe I have, now I'll remember what is that. So these are the things, like I have learned, I have made friendship. Varun, you are there always, like praising or just encouraging me. So I like it's been ages, so I enjoy a lot, and maybe in future I'll give my speech, but that's it for now. Thank you, and over to you.
Thank you, Rajkaran. I hope to be there when you are up with the next speech. And thanks for sharing that. Although it's been 6 months for me over here also, but still I totally agree and relate with you on many ways. With that, let's move on. So next up, I would like to invite any guests. They would like to volunteer themselves. Any guests we have? Siddhi, would you like to come up? Siddhi, Ritik. Okay, guest Krishan has invited himself. Okay, guest Krishan, I would request you to kindly start your video. Okay, great. So, hi, welcome, Krishan.
Thank you.
Guest Krishan, what's your favorite way to waste time online? What's your favorite way to waste time online? Guest Krishan.
Thank you, Toastmaster Varun. Wasting time online, it's a favorite pastime for many of the kids nowadays, as well as for me, the spoiled brat like me. So whether it is Facebook or it's Instagram or it's something else, if I have 20 hours a day to waste, that also can be done on the online mode. And who will not do it? That's why these companies are making the money out of all of us. So we are now actually slave of all these online streaming sites. But we have to work, we have to earn money and everything. So now I have to be really mindful that I should not waste much time here. So nowadays, I have to restrain myself. Many a times, I have to delete few of the apps from my mobile. So nowadays, Facebook is not there. So for every week, I just delete one app from my mobile. So this week it's a Facebook. Next time it might be IG or WhatsApp or anything. But all these apps have actually made us slave, and we actually cannot do anything without it. And it is something like, if I am not wasting the time, it means I am not utilizing the time. Thank you. Over to Toastmaster Varun.
Thank you so much, yes, Krishna, for that insightful take, I would say. Actually, a very intuitive solution you provided also. For me, it's also the new fad, basically, that's Instagram reel that is prevailing nowadays. And you start with just one, and at the end of 1 hour, you are still going on. So there's no count to that. So let's move ahead. Next up, anybody else who would like to volunteer themselves? Shubham, would you like to try?
Which topic?
Topic I'll give you, just one moment. Can we have your, yeah. Yes. Okay. So, Toastmaster Shubham, how being couch potato is better than outdoor exercise? Toastmaster Shubham, how being a couch potato is better than outdoor exercise?
Well, I would relate to being a couch potato, actually, because I myself do work out regularly whenever possible. So there are the times when I don't feel like doing workouts. I feel being lazy, who is just lying on the bed or couch anywhere, watching Netflix or any shows. I think that's the worst thing to do with my body, my mental, because I'm consuming the data also, right? I'm consuming content. So I think that's a waste of time in terms of energy and all that stuff. Apart from that, I don't feel like productive being on a couch. Like I like to read books or anything if I'm in my free time. So it's not the best way, in my opinion, to being on a couch doing the stuff which is not productive. So yeah, that's it. Thank you, Varun.
Thank you so much, Shubham. I think in these times, I think it's safe to say that staying safe from virus is also one of the incentives of being a couch potato. And I always have that one up my sleeve whenever my wife says go for a walk outside. So that is also there. So with that, let's move on. Next up, Pradeep, would you like to try? Pradeep Baghela, are you there? And new guests have just joined us, Kesh Alpa.
Yes, yeah, sure, I'll try.
Yeah, okay, great. So, Kesh Alpa, when you get older, you will regret not taking all those naps as a child. When you get older, you will regret not taking all those naps as a child.
Snaps, pictures.
No, naps as in sleeping.
Sleeping, okay.
Yeah. So over to you.
Hello, everyone. First of all, I'm glad to be here. Thanks to Pratibha. When I really am growing older, obviously day in, day out, we all are growing older. I really feel, even today, I feel, yes, chalo so jate hai. I really want to go to sleep. And, you know, rather than sitting anywhere else, वो गद्दा बुलाता है, आ जाओ, सो जाओ. And yeah, but I really feel that in the long run, what we really need to do is keep a balance between your sleeping time and your activity time. Nowadays there is so much to do, there are so many things, and we mothers are such a lot of multitaskers that you forget childhood. Right now also, when I'm growing old, I feel I'm regretting I'm not taking naps when I really want to, rather than sitting with my mobile and sitting with a book or a movie or Instagram or anything that is of social media. Yeah, so I would really regret all those times where I have spent my time on the mobile rather than going to sleep. I'm tucking myself into the bed and putting the AC on and dreaming of something which is very maybe a Switzerland or a London or a or a Singapore. Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you so much, guest Alba. I think that kind of reminded me of a sleep-deprived friend who has been recently blessed with a child, and sleep is a luxury for him that he has not been able to afford. So thank you for that. Next up, Janvi has just now, she also wanted to go ahead. And Janvi, are you up? Okay.
Yes, I am up. Please give me an easy one.
Problem, not a problem. So, Janvi, Toastmaster Janvi, if average life of human was 40 years, how would you have lived? If average life of human was 40 years, how would you have lived?
Okay, thank you, Table Topic Master, for the wonderful topic. I've always believed in the quote of live life king size. And I would definitely go by that. I would literally go by that quote rather. I would do all the things, put a tick box to all the list of things which I actually wanted to do. May it be getting fit or may it be hogging and not really caring about how healthy I would be. Because it's, you're just going to live 40 years. Why waste thinking about, how healthy are you going to get or how things are going to be. So that is definitely, I would just go to every nook and corner and eat all the possible junk food of the world. And then obviously work out later on. So yeah, that is definitely there. Shopping, that's definitely going to be there. And do all the things of the list, travel the world, click a lot, tons of pictures. And yeah, probably dream to be a millionaire and try to do so within the age of 40. And definitely not regret at my last breath. So yeah, that's about it. Over to you, Table Topic Master.
Thank you so much, Janvi. That was really, and I would say, enlightening and entertaining. I think when you think on those terms, you feel like life is more about living and experiencing rather than doing the same old mundane jobs over and over again. So thank you for your take on that. One last topic to go, and can we have Toastmaster Parag up for it? I really have some specific topic, and I really wanted to ask you about that. So Toastmaster Parag.
Oh my God, I'm scared now. Can you hear me?
So, Toastmaster Parag, some bad decisions are necessary so you can have great stories to tell. Some bad decisions are necessary so you can have great stories to tell. Toastmaster Parag.
Very interesting. I think all my life, and thankfully it is beyond 40, is most of my decisions, like you can say 90% of them have been bad decisions, but I have always been remembered for them. It was a bad decision right now also to switch on my camera for table topics. So I got so I got this question. But believe me that if there are, I have this option like in Kaun Banega Crorepati, life had 4 options. I would go for the worst option. Just to find out what is happening with the worst option. So I think especially my family stops trusting me when there is a big decision to be made, because my wife says this guy is going to go for the worst decision, and he's going to the whole thing is going to go and end up in a disaster. So I am out of any planning things. I wonder why Pratibha takes me every time for any Toastmasters, what your celebration meeting or all that, you should ask her that question. But bad decisions, I believe, are entertaining, shocking, and my profession is advertising, so all the decisions which people may think bad turn out to be different, and which gets me noticed. No, that is one maybe the good point or good side of bad decisions. Thank you. Over to you, Varun.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Parag, for your take on that. And to just share my one of the bad decisions, it was like ignoring my fuel indicator of my bike while passing by a petrol pump, and I was lost in the old tank when you would get a decent volume for $100. The next thing you know, I was dragging my bike next to the next fuel outlet in the sweltering heat of Mumbai. So that was. Thank you again. Thank you so much all for participating. Next up, I would like to invite the timer, Toastmaster Sudipta, to kindly share that timing report of the table topic section, please.
Yeah. Hi, everyone. Again, everyone in this session has qualified. Nobody has crossed more than 2 minutes. Chris able to complete his session within 1 minute 27 seconds. Shubham able to complete his lecture within 1 minute 12 seconds. And Alpa was 1.32 seconds. 1 minute 32 seconds. Parag able to complete its 1 minute 50 seconds. And Javedi was taken 1 minute 10 seconds for a speech. And that's all.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Sudipta, for the timing report. I will shortly share the link for the vote of the best table topic. And thank you all for participating. In the end, I would just want you to leave you all with a quote by Benjamin Franklin. It goes like this: "Tell me and I forget, teach me and I remember, and involve me and I learn." So that was basically the gist of Toastmasters that we are trying to do over here. Let's continue to implement and imbibe this and keep learning and growing together. Over to you, Toastmaster Pratibha.
Thank you. Thank you, Toastmaster Varun, for that interesting impromptu speaking segment. Believe me, sometimes even the different subjects also create the fun. I like the way you connected with the members. Now, let's welcome the main pillar of Bombay Toastmasters and someone special at GE. By profession, he is a trainer. By passion, a public speaker. And his USP is brand building through public speaking. Believe me, if you want to know anything about public speaking, just call him up and ask his suggestion, and you will get the innovative suggestion. He had contributed to Bombay Toastmasters in various positions in XCOM and was area director few years back. Also, he is a TED speaker and mentored many clubs. Please welcome Toastmaster Sunil. Toastmaster Sunil, virtually the stage is yours.
Thank you, Toastmaster Pratibha, and welcome to everybody on this historic 97th year celebration meeting. I recently attended a Toastmasters meeting and I received a standing ovation. Manan, any guesses why I got a standing ovation?
Maybe you were the last speaker.
No, it was after 10 minutes. Any guesses, Sudha, why I got a standing ovation?
Sunil, it's never surprising, Sunil. Your speeches are so good. We always give you a standing
I
ovation.
got a standing ovation because my mic was on mute right throughout. So welcome everybody. You may be not aware of many things. I have received the maximum awards for setting a lot of things right, especially people with sleeping disorders who have attended my programs have been cured forever. It is famously said that we get comfort from those who approve of what we say, but we only grow from those who criticize us. So welcome to this session of general evaluation, where in this unique tradition, Toastmasters offer themselves on the chopping block. Here we come, please tell us what we've done right, what we've done wrong. And it's my privilege to have a bird's eye view on the entire meeting as we chart along on this historic occasion. The person who makes the maximum trips on a Toastmasters meeting is a person who is very colorful. And if a person is a newbie who has just been enrolled, it's a privilege because he gets maximum opportunities to come and make his presence felt. Please put your hands together for Subito, who is attending his first meeting and will share us the guidelines for the evaluators before they give their evaluations. Over to you, Subito. Please share the timings for the evaluators.
Yeah, hi everyone again. So time for evaluator is that 3 minutes time, minimum 2, maximum 3 minutes. At the 2 minutes, you'll be getting a green card. 2:30 will be getting yellow card. At the 3 minutes time, you'll be getting the red card. That is the as per the rules. Thank you.
So, as we open the innings of the evaluation, our opening batsman for today's speech is evaluator Manan. Manan, over to you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Sunil. How can you? How can you? This was not only the title of our speaker's subject today, but it was also the seed which leads to majority of the conflicts around us. She wonderfully narrated how today in the world of social media, an individual does not have the time to listen or to think, and that is what leads to conflict. The objective of the speaker, conflict resolution, was very aptly dealt in this project. So I'd like to congratulate her for that. The strong points of this speech were that there was a flow where she started with narrating her own experience as a child playing a game, to that of her experiencing the social media and then relating it with her college project, wherein one fashion designer told her the story, which ultimately sowed the seeds of how to come about the conflict resolution. There was this aspect of storytelling which always helps everyone to understand the real meaning. To add to that flavor, it was supported with a message that one should pause, one should think, and there is always a chance that we can get that 18th camel, that symbolic 18th camel, or someone who can help us to resolve or to avoid that conflict. 100% of the conflicts need not be faced, but they can be avoided. That is the crux which we can take from her speech. Having said that, there are few points I would like to suggest her, which can maybe improve her speech in future. The objective was conflict management. I would have loved as an evaluator if she could have given an experience of her own life where she would have faced a conflict maybe in her office, in her college, and how she overcome that. It could have helped me to understand or to take up some points or lessons with me. It was more of a generic story which revolved around a philosophy. So I would have liked to have a more concrete personal experience with this. And the second thing, the speech title, How Can You, was a very powerful start, but how she could have better related it in the conclusion, that whatever she meant, how could she justify the title in the end? How can you? So she could have concluded that this is how we can resolve the conflict if we pause for a moment. All in all, a powerful speech with full of messages, a little bit more work on the conclusions, and I can see it always an enlightening speech for all of us. Over to you, Toastmaster of the day, General Evaluator.
Thank you, Toastmaster Manan. That was indeed very prudent on your part. A man marries a woman hoping she would never change. And a woman marries a man hoping she would change him. But both say, I am okay, you are okay. For our next speech, as in any IPL team, we are allowed 4 imports in a team. We have allowed 2 imports today, and our first import comes in the form of our next evaluator, Sai. Please put your hands together for this imported evaluator, Toastmaster Sai.
Zoom Master, can I please also ask you to spotlight my target speaker, Toastmaster Sudha Warrior, on the call?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Toastmaster Sudha, Oscar Wilde once said, I don't want to be at the mercy of my emotions. I want to use them, enjoy them, and to dominate them. And Sudha, what you gave us today was a bigger and deeper understanding of emotions and the various layers that go into our emotional makeup, which Oscar Wilde himself would have benefited from. So for that, I commend you on a speech well crafted, in great depth, and with great insight that we could all take back to our daily lives and benefit from it. One surreal example of how deeply articulated, how deeply nuanced emotions can be was that you took a 500-page notebook to record emotions for 2 weeks. If I had to do it for my entire life, it would be longer than the longest book in the world. For that, I think you deserve credit for exposing this aspect of our emotion, that if you start tracking it, it becomes more and more detailed. I also liked the layers that you introduced us to. For example, emotions are not just emotions on the surface. The components of emotions or managing emotions are self-awareness, self-regulation, and empathy, and so on. You gave us an example of using empathy or self-regulation when you described your interaction with a subordinate, Tiffany, who was not taking her work seriously. It was a very relatable example because we've all been there. We've all experienced times when we would like something done and we are not able to get it done. And you were able to manage your emotions and show us how that's done on a day-to-day basis. You also had great self-awareness, where you used words which were really indicative of your frame of mind in the last 14 days. You used words like seeker to describe what you felt while recording your emotions. For that, again, I commend you on word choices and articulating where you saw yourself at the start of your 14th day and where you see yourself today. You called yourself a seeker, and I think that's a beautiful thing. But here's where you'll have to really manage your emotions, Toastmaster Sudha, because I think there's a little bit of work to be done on the content of your speech. The project expected you to talk about emotions at a much more personal level. It's something you experienced in the past 2 weeks or something, an instance of having to manage your emotions in the past 2 weeks or something like that. But I felt your speech was a lot more meta than that. It described emotions as a topic by themselves, as a matter of study and not as a matter of experience. And I felt that was a place where you could have made a little bit of a different choice. I invite you to think about the project in more detail for the next speech of a similar type. And the other thing I found a little bit confusing was the beginning, the conversation you were having with Tiffany, how it related to the project objectives and the speech objectives of describing your emotional state in the past 2 weeks. And I felt that overall the speech was very superficial. It covered a lot of ground about emotions, but it didn't go into the depths of how those emotions have impacted you. And I would have expected a little more of that. Overall, I thought your body language was warm, your smile was engaging. Everything was great about your delivery. Everything was great about the content of your speech, if you look at it in isolation. But in the matter of the project, I think there was a little bit of a gap between what the project asked you to do and what you ended up doing. So for that, I would ask you to maybe reconsider your style of speech giving for the future. Back to you, General Evaluator. I hope I've not overstayed my welcome like you did for 10 minutes.
Thank you, Toastmaster Sai. As we have mentioned, the imports need not be only batsmen, can be bowlers as well. And similarly, our next speaker was an import from another club. And I request Toastmaster Janvi to give the final evaluation for today's speaker. Over to you, Janvi.
General Evaluator. Mindfulness through MS Excel. I was actually prudent when I heard whether it is Saturday today or whether it is Monday today. I really liked how you started your speech from describing various days of the week to actually getting to the depth of mindfulness. You aptly described how things were before pandemic scenario and how it was during the week. Then you spoke about the Mindfulness Monday, which actually caught my attention as to what was your crux of your speech. You gave a very beautiful overview of mindfulness, like how things were before, like how you asked questions to your mother. Then you made the voice modulations of Control C and Control V. Then you give 3 important principles of mindfulness, which was non-judging, patience, and trust. Then, but like in every speech, there are a few areas of improvement, which I believe if you implement, you will have a really long way to go. And for that, I believe you can do more of hand gestures rather than just restricting your hand to like this. And by that, I mean, when you talk about the glass was half full and half empty, probably you could have taken an object of glass and showed 2 glasses. That would have caught the viewer's attention as to what you were actually talking about. The next could be, if you were showing about Control C and Control V, I really liked your voice modulation. But maybe if you could have used the hand gesture of Control C and Control V, then I would have, related it to it more. I really liked how you said the end, like we can be our own gurus. And also, it is Excel's world. We are just living in it. So kudos to you on your speech, and I wish you all the best for your future speeches. Over to you, General Evaluator.
Thank you, Toastmaster Janvi. Your suggestion on hand gestures took me back to my first meeting of Toastmasters, where my evaluator told me something similar. He suggests you should use your hands well. Any guesses, Janvi? Why did he say that?
Maybe you are just restricting your hand like this.
No. When I asked him,
why
what
are you
should I do
using
with...
so much of it?
No. When I asked him, what should I do with my hands? He's saying, I suggest you keep them over your mouth. So we have now the most colorful personality back. May I invite timer Toastmaster Sudipto to give us the timings of all the 3 evaluators?
Hi. Again, everybody able to qualify within the time limit. So Balam was 3 minutes 10 seconds. Sai was the longest 3 minutes 22 seconds. And Janvi was 1 minute 55 seconds. That was their time. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster. So can I request the Zoom master to share the voting link in the chat for the people, since all 3 have qualified, and you can vote for who you think did the best evaluation. Life is full of counters. The only time I haven't found counters when I found myself on a gambling table. And the counters in your life come in the name of time counters and the other 2 counters who are going to take us on your encounters in the meeting. And our first counter is the R counter, Vasudeva, who will share with us his evaluation of the various crutch sounds in the meeting. Over to you, Toastmaster Vasudev.
Thank you, General Evaluator Sunil, for the evaluation session so far. And right off the bat, I want to give credit to all the speakers and role players today for exercising tremendous amount of prudence in the use of filler words and crutch words. However, there were a few, and they are as I would read it out now. So starting off with the first speaker, that would be of the meeting, would be the Toastmaster of the day, Madam Toastmaster Pratibha. She had 2 long pauses. She said the word exactly, repeated the word exactly once. She had 1 and she repeated the phrase for others once. Moving on to the prepared speakers, Toastmaster Avantika had 1 1 She repeated the word half once and she had 1 short pause. Speaker Sudha had 2 short pauses. She used the phrase "now what" as a in the context of a filler 1. Speaker Suhas had 1 short pause and he repeated the word Excel says in 1 sentence multiple times. With each example, he could have avoided doing that in the sentence structure, and he repeated the word very familiar once. Table topics master Varun had 5 plus Rs and 2 Rs. Speaker Rajkaran had 1 and 1 Speaker Krishan had 1 short pause and 2 Rs. Speaker Shubham had 1 and 1 short pause. Speaker Alpa repeated the word once and had 3 plus Rs. Speaker Janvi had Rs thrice and a short pause, twice rather. Then Speaker Parag had 3 Rs and he used the word I believe as a filler 1. Evaluator Manan had 1 short pause and he repeated the phrase "how can you" once at the beginning of his evaluation. Evaluator Sai had 4 Rs. He repeated the word "well" once and he repeated the word "how deeply" once. And so far, General Evaluator has been flawless. And on that note, back to you.
Thank you for that extensive report, Toastmaster Manan. I think we would have to extend the timings if we had gone a little longer for the whole meeting. Okay, that was a very thorough meeting. Since prisons are the flavor of the season, Toastmaster Varun, which is most difficult prison?
I would say it was back in the day. It used to be Kala Pani.
Well done, well done. People who live in physical prisons are much better than those who live in mental prisons because they don't exercise prudence in improving their life or their vocabulary. So please welcome our grammarian Sunena, who will share us the report of the good, bad, and the ugly usage of the language in the meeting.
Thank you, General Evaluator Sunil. I will not quote any of your good, bad, or worse use because I can't keep writing on. I stop my count like after listening to you. So the meeting started with some really good quotes and phrases. It started with Mauka movement, which definitely got my attraction. Who will fire crackers and who will end up with the cracked screen, obviously. The made history man himself. Through dynamites is also a good word to use when she was trying to explain that she doesn't like something. Then distort with emotion is again a very good word. Miss Excel, it will only be used by somebody who is into data analytics. For somebody like me, it's always Mr. Devil, Mr. Excel. Some very good quotes also been used by Benjamin Franklin. Tell me and I forget, teach me and I remember, involve me and I learn. And another quote is used by Oscar Wilde. I don't want to be at the mercy of my emotion. I want to use them, to enjoy them, and to dominate them. Something which obviously set the tone for tomorrow's in-park cricket match, open the innings for evaluation, the opening batsman and the reference to bowlers and all. So that was some good uses. Some areas of improvement is when we say vacation time of some nature, we can just say vacation time. Many more things about Toastmaster could be just many things about Toastmaster. I will tell you about the meeting structure could have been, in a way, I'll introduce the meeting structure. It's not tarot reader, it's tarot reader. And making the money could be making money. And we don't use A London, like when we are calling the place name, it's not A London or A something, it's just London. So that's all. And the word of the day was used by Sai, Sudha, Janvi, Vasudev, and Sunil has used multiple times. So kudos to you. Thank you so much. Over to you, Mr. General Galli.
Thank you, Sunena. That was indeed a very prudent evaluation of the grammatical usage in the meeting. Once in the days when we had the landline, I wanted to appear to be busy. So I was holding the landline when I was told somebody's come to see me, appearing to be busy. And I started with the receiver on my hand and nodding as if I was in a deep conversation. And when the man came in, he tried to grab my attention. And I was wondering, I'm so busy. And then he reminded me he had come to repair the telephone. The role of the general evaluator is something similar. When everything is going fine, you don't know what should you comment. But anyway, let's go with a few general observations of the meeting. Now, I'm known to be a tough taskmaster, so some of the suggestions may be a little utopian, but I thought at least let me share with you. So starting with the pre-chatter before the meeting. Once you open the meeting room, assume that your members and guests are like on stage, though the virtual meeting has not begun. So any discussions about should we begin, you do this, you that, should either be done privately before the meeting room is opened or in private, because technically you can't say, oh, don't look at the meeting before the meeting starts. You have to have an equally good, and I learned this lesson from experimental theater where there was no curtain. So they had to behave well before the curtain raised because there was no curtain. And I think the virtual meetings have the similar lesson. So that is one pre-chatter before the charter, just like I. So that's the second. The presiding officer began with his own story, which was very inspirational, took me back to my days when, I began my Toastmasters journey. And then he invited the president of the club and the Toastmaster of the day. I wonder, actually, the tradition is the presiding officer of the day should have inducted the members. I don't know whether there's a technical lacuna, but ideally, though the presiding president was the TMOD, it would have been in fitness if the presiding officer had inducted, because that is the tradition. The TMOD began with aplomb, and she started the ball rolling, taking the ownership of the meeting, and she set up very well. My suggestion to all Toastmasters, not Pratibha in particular, because I've seen that imagine you are only a thread in the garland. So please don't get overexcited with the theme. And I thought it could have been a little crisper. That was my suggestion. Otherwise, she did a great job. Now then, when she started introducing the speakers and the evaluators, as you noticed, you can't have an anticlimax before the climax. So always first speak about the person who you are to introduce. So you cannot introduce the speaker first and then go to the evaluator. You have to first go to the evaluator and then to the speaker. Now, a word of caution. I have told this on many forums whenever I have done a training for role players, that the thunder of announcing the project title rests with the evaluator. So the thunder of announcing the speaker name rests with the TMO. So when the Toastmaster hands over to the evaluator, they can't say, oh, so-and-so speech project is being done, because then what will the evaluator say? He has to again repeat, she is attempting this project or he is attempting this speech. Similarly, if the evaluator reveals the name of the speaker, then there is not left much chance for any suspense for the TMOD to roll out the speaker. So these two fundamentals, if you are good practice, will make the meeting more interesting. The other role players, then we come to the TTM, Varun. So Varun, there are 2-3 suggestions. The first primary suggestion is that if you can link the topics closely to the theme, it is better, because you are supposed to be working in sync with the overall theme. So your first topic was closer to that, but then you went around the place. The second is, your first question looked more like a question rather than a topic. How was your journey? So if you wanted to say, so my journey in Toastmasters, you could have said that. But when you say that, the other person also wonders whether it's an informal question or whether it's a table topic. Secondly, the topics have to be like your love affairs, Varun. They have to be short and sweet. Okay, so don't make the topics too long that by the time you finish repeating it, you have forgotten what's the topic is. Try to make the topic crisp, but otherwise, great job done. Then we come, of course, the speakers and the evaluators did a very good job. Kudos to the accounter for the extensive report. I hope you had enough stationery. Next time, please carry a little less papers for the benefit of the other members. I got so scared. Luckily, my name didn't crop up, but great job, very well attended. And Grammarian, of course, gave a very crisp report. So overall, I think the meeting went off very well. We could have had a few more people on this historic occasion. And that brings me to the final topic, which I happen to hear the preparation of the World Cup during the league matches. And they were comparing two teams who are better left unnamed. And they said one team was preparing to win the match and the other team was preparing to win the tournament. And I feel we are concentrating too much on making a meeting better. It's time we started making a strategic approach, how we can have a string of meetings, good role players, not doing jugaad at the last moment, and having a consistent flow of good meetings, which Bombay Toastmasters has had a tradition. Overall, on this occasion, I wish to raise a toast, not to the master, but to Bombay Toastmaster for this wonderful meeting, and hand it back to the Toastmaster of the day, Pratibha Kamath.
Thank you, Sunil. It was indeed a very good evaluation segment. On this historical day, when we would love to know more about Toastmasters, and yes, Bombay Toastmasters always celebrates this day, especially about the Toastmasters, by the Toastmasters, and for the Toastmasters. Is this platform where I learned 3 C's. One is creating comfort zone. Second C, clarity. And third is commitment. Believe me, to be confident, you require these 3 C's first. And this is what I learned here. It helped me a lot in my professional and personal life. Not only that, when today's word of the day, prudence, what is it? It is just a good judgment of using usefulness or using the resources. This is exactly what we do in Toastmasters. We use our resources, we use our resourcefulness in good judgment and making learning more innovative and intelligent. With this, I would like to give this virtual stage to our presiding officer, Toastmaster Vasudeva. Over to you, Toastmaster Vasudeva.
Thank you, Madam Toastmaster of the Day, for convening such a lovely meeting, and kudos to all the role players as well for performing their roles with earnesty and with such great diligence. And also at this occasion, I would like to extend a thank you to the two members who came from other clubs to our club and graced us with their presence and helped us do the meeting well and also played their part really well. And now, while we await for, I assume, the Sergeant at Arms to collate all the results for the winners, we have few guests. I recollect seeing two names, Pradeep and Alpa, who are still here as part of the meeting. So can we have guest Pradeep, if I'm saying it correct, to just share his experience of the meeting? And then we can move on to guest Alpa as well. Can we have then guest Alpa? It seems Pradeep might have some issues speaking. So if guest Alpa is available, can you share your experience?
Sure. Thank you, Presiding Officer Vasudeva. I am a part of the Toastmasters Club of Mobile Chartered Accountants. I'm a chartered accountant, and I was introduced to this concept by Pratibha some time back, and I am really glad to be joining this club. I couldn't join the whole meeting as we also had our meeting at 4:30, the Mumbai CA's meeting. So I finished that meeting and I could come over here. I'm really thankful to Pratibha to invite me to this occasion, and I really loved the meeting. Very well conducted. Thank you so much for the opportunity. Over to you, Presiding Officer.
Thank you, Alpa. Actually, I was not. Yeah. Thank you. And actually, I was not familiar that you were already a Toastmaster. So in any case, I guess you are a guest for our meeting. So great to have you as part of the meeting. And can I check with the Sergeant at Arms and Zoom Master Varun if we have the winners certificate and winners generally finalized?
Yes, I have.
Can it be announced?
Yeah, I can. Yes, I've just texted you over WhatsApp the results, and I'll be sharing my screen for the certificates in a moment.
Yeah, so just you can share the screen so that we can have the certificate in front of us and we'll felicitate our winners. So the best prepared speech award goes to Speaker Sudha for giving a very controlled speech on emotion, and congratulations to you.
Thank you.
Can we have a photo of Speaker Sudha with her certificate?
Yeah. Done. Thank you.
Great. Moving on. So the best table topic speaker award goes to the speaker Janvi, who was also the evaluator for today's meeting. So one down, one more to go. Let's hope. Janvi, if you are available, then we can take a photo of yours with the certificate. Otherwise, we can move on to the next winner.
Done, Vasu, yeah.
Great. Okay. And the best evaluator goes to Sai. Great job done. Very elaborate, very detailed speech, and I guess the speaker would also appreciate all your inputs and comments. So thank you for giving that speech, and thank you for being part of the meeting again. Can we have a quick photo?
I think Vasu has left.
Yeah, I think he's left here.
Oh, okay. So then we can probably give it to him separately.
Yes.
Just so that he has the memento from the meeting. And finally, the best of big three, and again, and like always, maintaining his record and streak, the general evaluator, Sunil.
Thank you, everybody. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, general evaluator, for your contributions to the meeting. And now, with all the formalities and ceremonies done, there are a couple of announcements. So today was a day not only to celebrate 97 years of Toastmaster International, but also it was the day when the Division B contests were held for the evaluation speech contest and the humorous speech contest. And the winners, as I was advised to announce during the meeting. So the winners for the evaluation speech contest is Toastmaster Aaron, Toastmaster Souvik, and Toastmaster Avanya. And for the humorous speech contest, it's Toastmaster Ranjini, Toastmaster Shivi, and Toastmaster Deep. So anyone who's an acquaintance, a friend, or a colleague of all these winners can feel free to congratulate them and celebrate with them on their achievement. And if they are present in our meeting, which is unfortunately not the case, but in any case, I would extend my congratulations to them as well. And finally, to bring me to the last point, since the festive season is here, because we are reaching the end of the year as well, and Diwali is right around the corner. So I would like to wish all the members and guests present today a very happy, prosperous, and healthy Diwali. Let this festival bring great joy and prosperity to all. And in order for everyone to be able to celebrate this festival of joy with their families and near and dear ones, we wouldn't be having a meeting in the next week. We would now directly have our next meeting on the second week of November, which is 13th November. And on that note, I officially close the meeting for today, and it is open for anyone to discuss and catch up with all other members. Thank you.